The future of Fortnite has just been leaked in front of our eyes, and we can see everything which is going to happen until the end of 2024. We don't know 100% if this is 100% real or not. However, there are 2 screenshots of it going around at different angles, and some of the stuff does add up for the timeline. So I generally think that this is very accurate, and some of the screenshots look super realistic, especially some of the Lego ones as well. So let's jump into it, break it down. What is the rest of the timeline for 2024 of Fortnite? Here it is. So here it is on screen, the full overview of it. This is really exciting stuff because this is just incredible, but I want to break it down into 3 months, going like March to May, June, August, September to December, I guess. So let's take a little look at them sections so we can get an idea, and we'll follow the BR season just to kind of get a gist for it, because that's kind of what Fortnite do anyway with updates. So currently we're in March to May. Inside of here you can see we do have the current stuff like the Gods mode, the mechanical stuff in Lego, Lady Gaga, the Neo stuff, and the Avatar. But you know, what about that other Lego thing up there? Well, we haven't had that yet, but we could get it on Tuesday, and it looks like it could be some sort of forest lumberjack style update. If we get that, that could possibly confirm that this is real. And also Billie Eilish as well could be coming in that update, which will be on Tuesday as well in a few days' time. If Billie Eilish is in the next Fort Festival, then this will maybe even confirm this even further. And Star Wars stuff. So in the start, just at the start of May, we can see that we are going to be getting a Lego Star Wars mode according to this, which would make sense because we do have all of the Lego Star Wars characters, so it would make perfect sense for them to add some sort of Lego thing into Star Wars. If it's going to be something in the actual world that you can go to, like an area, which should be pretty cool, or if it's going to be its own kind of mode, we'll see. But it looks exciting, and in this placeholder it looks like they're on either Jakku or Tatooine using clones or stormtroopers on a speeder bike with a Star Destroyer, so that's kind of exciting. We also get the Fall Guys stuff. Well, we know this is coming because this has been confirmed at the Unreal Fest, so that's going to be confirmed, and then that leaves us into Season 3. Now Season 3 looks like it's going to be a steampunk vibe. It's got a kind of wild western train going through. It also has a Mad Max style with the vehicles, people like hanging out off or on the side of vehicles, and even a revamped version of Sergeant Winter, which looks pretty awesome. We also get some Metallica stuff, which will be coming after Billie Eilish, which looks like it's going to be active for a much longer segment than Billie Eilish, which would make sense because Metallica has got an absolute ton of albums. The battle pass could be a lot longer. You could even unlock all 4 of the main people from Metallica, which would be super cool, and I think this could be quite accurate for that mode. That would also mean we could tie into Pirates of the Caribbean as well. For those that don't already know, Pirates of the Caribbean does give that kind of wooden steampunk vibe a little bit. The ships do anyway. Kind of, not 100%, but they give it more than like a Gods vibe, which we've had this season. So it would make sense to actually introduce Pirates of the Caribbean into that steampunk style western themed season, which would fit in quite nicely, and it would suit the vibe. So it would make sense for them to introduce Captain Jack Sparrow, maybe even some mythics related to him, maybe even a pirate ship on the map, which all links into that season. So that would make sense. And then looking over at the Lego mode, we do have Colombo. This is mad. If we get Lego in Colombo, that would be super exciting, or Colombo Lego. I could see this being an actual IRL set as well, because it would probably sell super well. It's interesting, though, that we've never had Colombo turn to BR again. Like, why is he not in there? Why is he just turning to the Lego mode and not returning to BR? I don't know. I think that's a weird move and a weird play if that is real. I'm a bit disappointed on that side. But also, we could expect him to maybe return to BR at the same time to kind of promote him in the Lego mode, which would kind of make sense. And then on the bottom side, Rocket Racing, we do also have the volcanic stuff and the temple theme stuff. That is pretty cool. That would make sense as well. It would transition from Neo, Volcanic, which would work nicely. Now moving towards the end of summer, towards the end of August, when we're going to be transitioning to Season 4, the final season of Chapter 5, we are going to be getting some interesting stuff. We get a look at the Marvel collaboration. This is a new Doctor Doom themed season with Doctor Doom possibly as the main villain. Now this picture here is from one of the comics, which we do see, which is a Fantastic Four comic, which would make perfect sense that they've used this for a placeholder. In the past, Epic Games have used many placeholders from real life images in, for example, the Apple lawsuit. They use many placeholders in that. They're not going to use accurate versions. They're just going to use placeholders for a roadmap. It's a lot easier to do and piece together a lot faster to give it a representation of what the season's going to be. So this would make sense. If this is the Fantastic Four themed season, they'd be able to have it half Marvel, half BR kind of theme with a few maybe Jones or whatever characters they want from BR. They could split the battle pass, or they could make it all Marvel themed. It leaves it open for either question. There is also a Fantastic Four film in the work, and it is not out till next year, so it doesn't link up with that, but it could link up with the comments and maybe potentially get the hype up behind Fantastic Four for when it does release next year as well. So that could make sense for that to be an actual season in there. Then we also have Fortnite making an appearance again. That makes sense. But then it also crosses into the Lego mode as well, getting its own Fortnite mode stuff. And we also have on the festival side a new artist, which I don't know who this is. I think it's Karolji, but I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. You guys may know this artist. Personally, it isn't in my field of music, but I don't even know who it is from the picture, but you guys probably will, possibly. You might not. You might be like me, and you're more into like metal or indie. So this is just someone I don't know who this is, sadly. So yeah, the next one on the rocket racing is going to be also some futuristic sky theme, I guess, by the looks of it. That's what the vibe I get. Sky. It makes me feel like it's kind of like in the clouds, in the air, very similar to maybe, I don't know, like Mario Kart when you're in the sky through the clouds and stuff like that. Maybe like Skylanders or something like that, or Sims Racing. That's the sort of vibe I get from this if you've ever played any of them games in the kind of Cloud City type thing from Star Wars. So pretty exciting stuff there for the rocket racing, and it would make sense as a good theme for rocket racing, so that would transition nicely into that. And then obviously on the festival side, finally, before we get into the OG season again, we do get a look at Snoop Dogg. And people have been saying on Twitter this is the least likely thing to happen. Well, fun fact for you guys, Snoop Dogg was actually at GDC in 2023, and Epic usually plan a year to 2 years in advance, so the talks of getting Snoop Dogg involved in Fortnite was probably already happening at that point in time, and Snoop Dogg himself was performing there and talking on stage. So I wasn't there, but I know people that were, and they told me, so it would kind of make sense if you look at it. So yeah. Now, if we look towards more of the end of this segment, we can actually take a look at the final leak here, and we can guess that it's possibly going to be Chapter 2 for the OG, which has kind of been confirmed, and it's only going to be the first 3 seasons of Chapter 2, which will tie in here, which would be 1, 2, and 3, because 4 was the Marvel one, so they wouldn't want to do another Marvel one, which would make sense, and 1 was kind of popular because it was the new chapter for the first time. 2 was super popular, the most popular season ever in Fortnite, I think, and then number 3 was also super quick and fast, where they could end it off leading into the event for Chapter 6. Now, the event would probably be just, sadly, maybe another promotional event. Personally, I've really disliked the Chapter 4 ending event, the Big Bang. There was no BR in it at all for the new season, and it was just literally Lego Fortnite Festival and Rocket Racing, and in my opinion, them modes have really fallen off compared to the amount of eyes that saw that event and the amount of promotion they had. The modes didn't really hold up to an Epic Games standard for player base, but I think they will build over time. But when it launched, yes, short term it was amazing. Long term, they fell off hard. I think it was a really weird move to play for the event, and a sad move for any lore fans or BR fans, because there was no lore or no BR in that event. So I hope the new event does implement a little bit of lore and a little bit of BR, and also allow for the promotional stuff. The promotional stuff's okay. We've seen it in the past with Darth Vader, Obi-Wan. We've seen it with other stuff in the events and stuff like Mr. Beast. You know, little promotional things are okay. Easter egg promotional stuff, or even just a short segment. We could have gone to the festival. We could have still done the rocket racing and the Lego stuff, and even added in the BR stuff towards the end. There was all room for it, but they didn't. And it is sad for those that are lore fans, BR fans. It is, you know, worrying for the future of Fortnite for them fans, and they are some of the OG fans like me and many of you that watch YouTube and who are still active in the community from the past. You are one of them people that love lore or love Fortnite BR. So why are they pushing it away like they did with Save the World? Well, it's obviously the metaverse stuff that they want, and I respect all the UGC stuff and all the metaverse stuff, but I like to see, you know, references back and just a thank you kind of to the OG fans, because we are no longer the target audience of Fortnite, especially YouTube and Twitter and X. It's very evident that, and just a little piece of evidence just for those that are saying, oh no, we still are the target audience and stuff. I'll explain exactly why I think we are no longer the target audience, and I think this piece of evidence is almost 100% confirming that. It's basically, if you remember the drama recently in Fortnite Creative, you may not even know about this, but Gersey, the pit map, was under fire for doing some sort of like exploit, and Cypher called him out, a lot of other people called him out, all these YouTubers. I wasn't involved, I was just watching it from the sideline, and I saw Gersey's map, no downfall in plays. Bear in mind, the amount of people that have seen this must have been in the millions. There was no change in the amount of players on his map, which tells to me that the people that play his map don't watch Twitter, they don't watch YouTubers, they just play the map, which could mean they're very young, or they're just casual players that don't have an interesting following Fortnite outside. And I think generally, weirdly enough, that is the current target audience of Fortnite. Now, this will change, kind of like Roblox did, you know, where people find their YouTubers that are on certain games. But currently, I don't think there is like a YouTuber that does pit content, like just pit content. You see what I mean? This is in the era that we are now. It's a very blurry era. No one really knows who people are following, what's going on, who's the new geezers. There's no like second wave. You know, like Minecraft had like 3 waves of content. It had like the original stuff when it first released. Then it had like its second wave with like Stampy Longnose and Squid and all that on the Xbox era. And then it had its third wave with like Dream and all that SMP stuff. And now it's kind of fallen off a little bit. I think Fortnite's heading into its kind of second wave of content period now with all the UGC, or maybe even third wave. Hard to say really what the first and second wave was, but you could kind of maybe point of it. I'd say I was part of the first wave with like all the chapter 1 stuff. This has gone into a massive rant, but yeah, you get the point. Somehow we've gone from an event rant to a content rant, but it all makes sense. Like, this is important because it all links to the timeline. Like, all of this is more on Fortnite's demographic, but it's important to mention because it all links into how the timeline's working, and it's almost like becoming its second Roblox wave. These could be separate videos entirely, what I'm talking about here, but yeah, it's just something I thought I'd mention because I know a lot of you are interested in that sort of kind of point. So yeah, there you have it with that. And finally, to end off the video, we do have the final end of the timeline, which leads into chapter 6 at the start of December. Like always, around December the 1st to December the 5th, there is usually a release of the new chapter for the Christmas period when most players are off and excited for it. It's kind of like the most exciting period because most people are home as well at Christmas, so it makes sense to release a new chapter. And they've done this now probably since, I guess they did it chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5 have all been Christmas releases, so would make sense to see chapter 6 at the same point again. It's almost kind of getting like a yearly cycle that's working well, it's optimized, and it's working well for Fortnite for profit and views and just everything. When I say views, I mean like eyes on the game and players in the game, not viewers online, because obviously Fortnite don't do YouTube. They do, but it's not their main income. Their income's their game. So yeah, that makes perfect sense. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys think of what I've said here. If you disagree with anything, do let me know. I'd love to comment and reply. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Peace.